For the last couple of weeks, us chronic pain warriors have been trying to step up the pressure on Secretary Kennedy and demand acknowledgement of the 60 million pain patients and pain warriors out here suffering and dying under the CDC's opioid prescription guidelines that have been in effect since 2016. He hasn't responded, so obviously we increased the noise. Hi all, I'm Marlon with Chronic Pain Warriors United. Hope y'all have had a great week. It's Friday, almost over, done and dusted. So looking forward to the weekend, hopefully, even though, as I've said before, weekends don't mean very much when you live with chronic pain, especially under the CDC's regulations, where undertreated pain and torture from your pain doctor, the Orwellian term, is the norm. So we've decided to launch a physical mail-in campaign, sort of like, physical paper like we used to have back in the day. You take something like this, you put it in an envelope with words and stuff on it, and then you put it in the mail, and the snail mail dude comes and picks it up and delivers it, So that's kind of what we're going to do. Well, that is what we're going to do. And just to give y'all, I'm going to put an address up real quick where this mail will be going. And basically, it's just, hi, Secretary Kennedy, my name is, I live with temporomandibular joint disorder. I had a failed surgery in 2014 that has left me in chronic pain ever since. And I have been denied pain relief because of your CDC. They were not your guidelines at the time, but you have now been Health and Human Services Secretary for 7 months. You were in charge of the CDC. It is your CDC now. They are your guidelines. That's the game. So your CDC's guidelines have denied us pain relief for a decade or more now. And when I say denied us pain relief, I mean, truly denied countless numbers of people any type of pain relief at all, while denying the rest of us who do get any type of pain relief, the pain relief that we actually need to maintain our quality of life. The pain relief that we would use ourselves if we were in charge of our health care and our pain relief, which we should be and were for thousands and thousands of years. So I'm bloviating. Here we go. Here's what I basically have in mind for y'all. And yes, I will be using the Chronic Pain Warriors United header. Never discount what a good header can do for you. So here you go. It'll be like this, sort of what I'm thinking is, from Marlon Brando, Pain Warriors United. And we want to use the Pain Warriors United hashtag or whatever to show that this is coming from a group of people working together, that this is a coordinated effort. That's when you get people, bureaucrats, etc. in Washington, D.C. to start paying attention. A big part of why I want to do this is, one, because it makes people feel like they're working together, and two, because it's not just coming from the internet. Somebody has to put a little bit more effort into this, and this will legitimize our efforts online going forward much more easily, my friends. I promise you. So anyways, just from Marlon Brando, Pain Warriors United, P.O. Box 661, blah, 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 and 2. And I'm going to put up the address 2 right now. It is a long one, and I'll read it for you. Here you go. 2, the Honorable Robert F. Kennedy Jr., hashtag Pain Warriors United. We want to use that. U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Hubert H. Humphrey Building, 200 Independence Avenue Southwest, Washington, D.C., 2201. That's 2201. Y'all see that? Good. That's a long title and a long address, for real. But that is where they're going to go. So you write the letters, y'all. Please write the letters. We want them to be like I put on this little thing right here. We want to mail them sometime between the September 25th and 28th, somewhere in there, depending on where you live. so that they can start arriving around October 1st. We want as many of them to sort of arrive on top of each other as possible. If you know Miracle on 31st Street, where they're bringing in all the mail to legitimize the dude as Santa Claus, I'll see if I can find the video. Because that's what we're talking about. We just want to dump loads of mail on this man's desk from the Pain Warriors United group saying, what are you doing, sir? You're talking about, and yes, he should be talking about organ harvesting problems. He should be talking about the poisoning of our food, but he should also be talking about the abuses that 60 million chronic pain patients have been facing for over a decade now. The theft, and especially when it comes to high impact chronic pain patients, the theft of our lives through the theft of our quality of life is tantamount to murder. You are taking the most valuable possession we have, time, and you are removing it from us in a way that we will never, ever get it back. Every single hour of the day that we are not able to be as active as we otherwise would be if our pain were well managed is an hour that you have murdered, that you have stolen from us, that we will never get back with friends, family, etc. You, Secretary Kennedy, you've also talked about getting people to trust the CDC again. There are countless numbers of pain warriors in graves all over this country now for the last 10 years because of these CDC policies. Their trust, including my good best friend Jonathan, the co-founder of Chronic Pain Warriors United, can never be earned back by the CDC because they are dead, sir. They're dead. They're dead because of these policies. And that, my friends, is what I am damned and determined to stop. We have been abused long enough. We have so many of these desperate groups on Facebook, on X, on Reddit. Even the Reddit chronic pain page is so morose sometimes because it seems like people just want to wallow instead of fighting back for their rights. At what point do you say, this is tantamount to slowly killing me, and I'm not going to stand here and just take it anymore? That's where we're at, my beloved, and I don't know about y'all, but I am far past tired of watching my friends die. I'm far past tired of having to fight every single day for basic human rights that we held for thousands and thousands of years. It's like I mentioned to Claudia from the Doctor-Patient Forum group yesterday. She's talking about opioids have been around for 3,500 years. No, they have not, Claudia. They've been around for over 7,000 years, being grown west of the Rhine, circa 5,300 BC. Oh, God. We have so many people and so many groups that could be uniting and pushing this movement and campaign forward, and it would be so easy to get this stuff done if more of us were working together. Another problem, Claudia, with the Doctor-Patient Forum, on a short I did yesterday, talking about the Orwellian nature of pain doctors and cancer patients being denied pain relief, basically opioid-free cancer/oncology treatment. And she's saying the doctors are afraid and we need to protect the doctors. Great. If you want to do that at some point after you have protected the patients, after we have solidified the patient's right to pain relief, after we've acknowledged pain relief is a human right that may not be abridged by doctor, cop, politician, judge, or anyone else. This is it. My rant will be over after this. They took a completely natural flower called Papaver somniferum. They basically banned it in 1915, requiring taxes, registrations, etc., all kinds of things that they were never allowed to do before that time, just by calling it a tax. That sound familiar, my friends? They did the same thing with the Affordable Care Act. Unconstitutional, prima facie, of course it was, but not when you call it a tax. That is how they invaded our healthcare system back then. That's how they did it in 2009. I'm sorry to all of y'all who like the Healthcare Act, the Affordable Healthcare Act. It was never that, though. So fast forward to 1941 to 1942, they then banned Papaver somniferum completely. You and I are not even allowed to grow it. It is a crime for you or I to even grow it. The flowers I had here that I were using in the videos this summer and fall, illegal, totally illegal. What did they do? They took it and they gave total legal authority to grow and manufacture pain medicine from a completely natural flower that we've been using as humans for pain relief for thousands of years. And they gave it to Big Pharma. They gave Big Pharma the sole legal right and authority to grow it, cultivate it, and make medicine from it. They gave Big Pharma a monopoly on pain relief. Then in the 1970s, they created the Controlled Substance Act to make sure that they truly had their hands around our throats. I'm sick of it, my friends. I'm sick of it. So this is where our letters are going once again. I'm going to put it up once more as I leave out. Please get as many of your friends, family, etc. involved as possible. If anybody wants copies that they can hang up in their offices, doctor's offices, at work, to email to friends or family, just shoot me an email. The email is attached above in the description. I'll also put it here for a moment. Or you can reach out to me on X, which I'm putting up as well. And I'm there more and more active, more and more often. As many of us as humanly possible need to be as active as possible on X and Facebook, but especially X. That is where the real reform, that is where the real activism is going to happen and here. So thank you, my friends. This is going to be really important. This is going to be something that we can all work together on. This is something that we can demand attention with. This is something I can go to news media with and say, hey, this group of people is doing this thing together. It's really interesting. Y'all have never talked about this, and they don't. So let me know what you think. Please let me know your ideas in the comments below. I usually ask you to share your stories. If you have any of those you want to share from this week or month, please do that as well. Anybody who wants to reach out to email me with questions, I'm always available, guys. I try to answer everybody. So that's it. I'm Marlon with Chronic Pain Warriors United. This will be the RFK mail-in, and we'll be mailing letters from October 25th through 28th, hopefully, so that they are September 25th through 28th, so that they hopefully arrive around October 1st. I'm Marlon with Chronic Pain Warriors United. Y'all have a great rest of the Friday, weekend. We'll see y'all with shorts again real soon. Cheers.